Okay.
Hello again, participants. We have Dr. Munesh Chandra with us as expert of the session. I welcome you, sir. Dr. Munesh Chandra, having more than 16 years of teaching experience as professor, and he is currently working at National Institute of Technology, Agartala. Previously, he worked as associate professor and HOD at Rajkiya Engineering College, Ajamgarh, with additional responsibility of Dean Academics of the Institute and Associate Dean of UG Programs at Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Technical University, Lucknow. Sir was also director of at Rajki Engineering College, Ajamgarh, and successfully filed 27 patents and published 12 textbooks and 138 research papers in different international journals and proceedings of reputed journals. Sir also edited 28 books of Springer nature and successfully supervised 9 PhD students. Sir have received numerous awards including Young Scientist Visiting Fellowship, Albert Einstein Research Scientist Award, Best Senior Faculty Award, Outstanding Scientist, Dronacharya Award, and Author of the Year, and Vigyan Ratna Award from different national as well as international forums. Sir have organized more than 32 international conferences and that are technically sponsored by IEEE, ACM and Springer. Sir, we salute for your achievements and we welcome you again. And we are very thankful to you for accepting our invitation for being expert in this session. Now, sir, I request you to share your wisdom with us.
Thank you, ma'am. So today I would like to explain brief about how we can secure and how we can take the advantage of blockchain in cyber security or information security. So before moving to the topic like blockchain or cyber security, I would like to start from the security because through this session, the major focus is how we can secure our content in online platform, in our digital platform, and how we can take the advantage of blockchain in this. So if we take into consideration the security aspects, so what we normally think about the security. What is the security? What are the basic aspects of security without which security cannot survive? So if we want to relate this information with our human life, so generally the persons are saying that in human life we also require certain resources, we also require certain things to survive. So what are the basic aspect of human life without which human cannot survive? So can anyone explain what are the basic aspects for human life? So no one is interested to explain. Okay, no problem. So the basic aspect of human life, if we normally think that it is like roti, kapda or makan. हमने सुना होगा. Generally we are saying, everyone is saying that roti, kapda and makan are the basic things of human life. If we relate this, so we can say somehow yes, it is true, but it is not 100% true. Because if we do not get the food, roti, for some days, it is not like that we will die. If we do not get the home, shelter, or clothes, so it is not necessary that we will die. We will survive up to a certain days. But if it is the month of June and we are in the very hot weather and we do not get the water, so generally we can say for the human life, water and oxygen are the two basic aspects of human life. So these are the basic aspects. Similarly, if we want to relate this with the security, so water and air are the basic aspect of human life. And if being the science student, we know in water is H2O. H2O means hydrogen plus oxygen. So it means water is having oxygen also, and no doubt it is water. So we can say water is the basic aspect because water is also contain the oxygen. So generally for all the living being, we can say water is the basic aspect. And being the member of Indian family, if we transfer like this water into Hindi, so Hindi में water को क्या कहते हैं? पानी कहते हैं. We are using the word pani, so we can say pani is the basic aspect of human life, without which human cannot survive. If I would say that pani is the basic aspect of security, so how many of you are agree on this? Anyone agree that pani is the basic aspect of security?
Yes, sir.
So pani is the basic aspect of security, but here the meaning of pani is different. Like in human life, pani is our simply normally the drinking water that we are drinking to. But in case of security, the meaning of pani is P for privacy, A for authentication, N for non-repudiation, and I for integrity. It means privacy means like our network should be private. It is not like that whenever anyone wants to enter into the network, he or she is allowed to enter into the network without the proper authentication. We cannot allow. So our network should be completely private. P for privacy, A for authentication. Whenever anyone wants to enter into our network, we will allow he or she only after the proper authentication. Proper authentication means if he is having the valid login credential, if he is having the valid user ID and password, then only he is allowed to enter into the network. So if we are having the privacy, if we are having the authentication, so generally we can say that we know which person is entering in our network at what particular moment of time. So we can easily monitor, like if something wrong is happened to our network, something mishappening happens to our network, we can easily identify that those are the persons who are entered into our network and they have just modified the content. So we can easily track this. So we can say with this two aspect, privacy and authentication, we can catch the things. Third point in pani is N. N for non-repudiation. The meaning of non-repudiation is no one can deny. Like being the computer science student, we know. Like in network, we are not sending the data to the sender every time. Sender is not sending the data every time to the receiver. If we are using any particular protocol, so we are normally sending the data to the receiver once we identify that this is the designated receiver, this is the desired receiver, this is the authenticated receiver, and the message is relayed to this receiver only. So non-repudiation means no one can deny. Like whenever we are sending the data to the receiver, so sender first sending the blank message to the receiver that I am going to send this data package to you. Are you ready to receive the data package? Once the sender is getting the acknowledgement from receiver that I am ready to receive the data packet, then only the sender is sending the data packet to the receiver. So that is the basic aspect. So once the sender and receiver both are agreed on any particular moment that they are ready to exchange the data, they are ready to send the data, and he is ready to receive the data. So after that particular confirmation, neither the sender nor the receiver can deny that I have not given my acceptance for this particular moment of time. So that is the third aspect, non-repudiation. No one can deny. Fourth aspect is integrity. I for integrity. Integrity means like we are not sending the loose data over the network. We are sending always the data bundled into the packets. Like whenever, if we relate this into our normal human life, so we can say like in our normal human life, like if we want to send some information to some persons, so we are sending the letters through the post office. But it is not like that we written something on the paper and we post the paper. We are using such type scenario? No, we are not using. We are writing something on the paper, then we are putting the paper into the envelope, writing the address, and then we are sending. So that is the integrity. If we relate our this letter writing concept with digital platform. So in digital platform, what we are doing? We are putting the data into the packets, then we are writing the IP address over that particular packet. So IP address will deliver the data packet to the designated receiver who is actually relate to this particular data. So that are the basic aspects. So I hope everyone will have the clear picture what are the basic aspects of security and what are the role of those basic aspects of security. So if any confusion on this PANI concept, you can ask. Otherwise, we are moving to the next topic. So anyone wants to ask anything on this PANI concept? So in this particular today's lecture, we will discuss on cyber security. We will discuss on blockchain. We will discuss how the blockchain and cyber security is working and how we can improve the security with the help of blockchains, and what are the pros and cons of the blockchains when we are using in the cyber security. And we will also discuss some of the examples. So like if we discuss blockchain, so what is exactly the blockchain? So can anyone would like to explain about the blockchain? So blockchain is basically, you can say, is working on the concept of decentralization. Like if we say like in network, we are using some topology, and network topology kya hota hai? Just it is describing the structure of the network. So we are having the star topology, we are having the ring topology and some other topology. So basic topology is star topology. Star topology is working on the concept of centralization. All the nodes, when they want to exchange the information from one node to another, so every information is going through the central node. So if the central node become bottleneck, but like the star topology, it is working on the principle of decentralization. Decentralization means every node is having the equal opportunity to work on this. So that is the basic advantage of the blockchain, because it is working on the decentralization. So we can blockchain is not only a technology where we can exchange our digital currency, but it is
money in related with the security, that was clear to us.
And after that, cyber security and cyber criminals, that is you have not.
Yeah. Just started, but we could not connect.
Okay. So we will start from the cyber security only. So we can say cyber security is just like information security or computer security, and the aim is like in digital world, everything we are doing on the online platform only. So in order to protect our online information, in order to protect our online data, in order to protect our network, we require certain methods, we require certain techniques. So the collection of methods, the collection of techniques that are used to protect.
Sir, one thing.
Our
Sir,
Excuse me?
Hello.
Sir, are you presenting?
Sorry,
It's
sir.
not visible.
The screen is not visible.
The
Sir.
screen is not visible.
Yes, sir.
1 minute. Automatic. Now it is okay. Hello.
Yes, okay, sir.
Yes. Okay.
So basically,
Yes, sir. It
I
is
was
visible now.
explaining about the cyber security. So it is basically the collection of techniques, the collection of methods that is basically used to protect our data, that is used to protect our information, and that is also used to protect our network. So, and cyber security, you can say it is just like the computer security, or you can say we can also term as a computer security, we can also say as a IT security. So in order to secure our data, in order to secure our computers, in order to secure our network in digital platform, why the unauthorized user, as we have discussed, the privacy, authentication, integrity, and these are the basic aspects without which our network cannot survive, without which our online platform cannot survive, without which our digital platform cannot survive. So if digital platform cannot survive, without the privacy, without the authentication. So we can say cyber security is just a collection of techniques or collection of methods through which we are able to achieve all four basic aspects of network security, all four basic aspects of computer security, and all four basic aspects of cyber security. So we have to achieve the privacy, we have to achieve the authentication, we have to achieve the non-reputation, and we have to achieve the integrity. So in order to achieve all these four aspects, what are the parameters that are required? What are the methods that are required? What are the techniques that are required? That is cyber security. So sometimes like A wants to send some information to B. So if A is sending some information to B and in between some cyber criminal is there, some hacker is there that is not related to that particular data. If he is involving himself in online medium to steal that data, so that particular person we can say is cyber criminals. So cyber criminals is nothing but the person who is not related with our information, who is not related with our data, but he is trying to steal the data. He is the cyber criminal. Now I would like to include some more security parameters. So as I have discussed the four aspects of network security. So in general, we can say we are using the two types of security approach. One is the cryptography and one is the steganography. So cryptography is the art of encryption of the things, art of encryption of the things. Like in the online platform, digital platform, we are not going to send the plain data. We are sending the encrypted data. And in order to have the encrypted data, what we are doing? We are applying certain private key cryptography. We are applying certain public key cryptography or certain algorithms, secure hash algorithm, SS5 algorithm, RSA algorithm for the encryption. That is the cryptography. Steganography is the art of hiding of the things, so that we can hide our data, we can hide our information from the cyber criminals or from the hackers. Can we say by either through the cryptography or through steganography we can achieve the security? No. We cannot achieve the high level of security. Kindly mute yourself. Someone is, hello? Mute yourself. It is creating the disturbance. So we can say that in general we are assuming that if we are able to apply the cryptography, if we are able to apply the steganography, we can achieve a certain level of security. But in general, if we think that after a certain extent, neither the cryptography nor the steganography is able to secure our data, secure our information. How I would like to relate this one with the help of one of the examples. Like if we want to send gold, we are having the large amount of gold and we want to send the gold from one place to another place. So if we are using the concept of cryptography, so what we will do, cryptography is encryption. So what we will do, we will put the gold into the boxes, then we apply locks on the boxes, then we put the locked boxes into the truck, then we again apply the locks on the truck, and then we appoint the security guard on the truck. That is the cryptography. What we have done, we put the gold into the boxes, then we apply locks on the boxes, then we put the locked boxes into the truck, again we apply locks over the truck and we appoint the security guard. Now, if any person who is involved in illegal activity, or we can say who is involved in the thefts, and he is the hacker, in online platform, he is known as the hacker or cyber criminals. And if in our this gold example, he is, you can say, thief. So if any thief sees such type of truck is going on the highway that is properly locked, security guard are appointed over the trucks, so he can easily assume that something important is going on this particular truck. So he can call his persons, okay? They can shoot down our guards, they can break the locks, and they can take our gold. By this example, whether we can say cryptography is able to provide the complete 100% security? No. Up to the 2017, it is assumed that cryptography is providing the 100% security to our platform. But in 2017, the new term is introduced, that is metamorphic cryptography. So I like to elaborate metamorphic cryptography. So with this gold example, we can easily say that cryptography is no doubt providing a security up to a certain extent, but it is not providing security up to the 100% extent, because it is not creating the environment. Now, I would like to relate this with our new example, this gold example with the steganography. So steganography is art of hiding the things, art of creating the environment. So what we will do in this steganography concept, we put the gold into the truck, then we put the garbage, then we put the leaves, then we put the plant over the gold. Okay, so this is creating the environment. So when any thief sees such type of truck which is loaded of garbage, which is loaded of leaves, trees and plant, so he cannot assume that something important is going on over the truck, because it is just, you can say, the garbage is going on the truck. So by seeing such type of environment, he cannot assume that something important is going on over this particular truck. So that is all about the steganography. But somehow, if somehow he can guess that something important like gold is going on in this particular truck, gold is going on in this particular truck. So what he will do? He can easily take the gold, he removes the garbage, he removes the trees and plant, and he can take this particular gold. So we can say steganography is also not providing the security up to a certain extent. But if we are able to combine both the approach, if we are able to combine cryptography and steganography, we can say it is providing a better kind of security to our network. It is providing a better kind of cyber security, information security or computer security to our data. So metamorphic cryptography is nothing but it is the combination of cryptography plus steganography. So first we are creating the environment, and it is not always true that first we have to use the steganography then cryptography. We can first use the cryptography. First we will encrypt the data with the help of public key cryptography and private cryptography. Then we hide this particular data with the help of steganography in any medium. Medium can be image, medium can be audio, medium can be video. So we can say metamorphic cryptography is a better concept, that is the combination of cryptography plus steganography. So in order to have a high level of security, in order to have a better kind of security, so in spite of using the pure cryptography or steganography, we can use the metamorphic cryptography concept that is providing a high level of security. So in metamorphic cryptography, we can use audio as a medium. If the less amount of data is there, so we can use image. We can easily hide less amount of data into the image. So we can say audio metamorphic cryptography. If we are using video as a medium, we are using the video as a medium to hide our data, so we can say video metamorphic cryptography. And if we are using, means we are having the less amount of data and we are using image to hide the data. So we can say image metamorphic cryptography. Another thing, like if we see one original image and if we see some image in which some data is hidden. So normally we have to hide the data in such a way that if any hacker, any person is seeing both the images, so क्या there is very less distortion. ऐसा पता नहीं लगना चाहिए that in this particular image we have hide some data. So that we have to take into consideration before hiding data, either in image, in audio and video. So in order to achieve, in order to have the less distortion in our image, audio and video, so techniques like if we, मिसाल जी ये तो connected दिखा रहा है, disconnect तो नहीं दिखा रहा. Hello.
Yes, sir. Now you are audible. Now you are audible, sir. Okay.
So in between it is disconnected.
Yes, sir. Audio is not coming clearly.
And PPT was visible.
Not now, sir. Just it comes and disappears.
PPT is not visible.
Yes, sir. Not now. Yes. Now it is visible, sir. It is all right,
Maybe
sir.
it is. So maybe problem from your end, because at my end it is showing 100% connected and everything is showing properly. Anyway, so now it is okay.
Yes, sir. Perfectly.
So कहाँ तक सुना था आपने? Metamorphic cryptography, gold example.
Yes, sir.
So in order to achieve a high level of security, in order to have a better kind of security, we can say we can use the concept of metamorphic cryptography. So if we are using the metamorphic cryptography concept, we are able to avoid the major cyber attacks like our phishing attack, like our cross-site scripting attack, denial of service attack, and distributed denial of service attack. Because we are using the combination of both the approach. We are first encrypting our data with the help of cryptographic techniques. Then we are applying the steganographic approach to hide the data. And in order to hide the data, we are using either image, audio or video. So if we are able to handle all these attacks easily by using the concept of metamorphic cryptography, we can say we can achieve a high level of security. And now I would like to discuss some of the challenges of the cyber security. So some of the challenges of cyber security was that protecting centralized data. So in normal our security platform, what we are doing, we are normally using the centralized medium. Centralized medium means like one particular node central server is basically responsible for all kind of security. One central server is responsible for all kind of security. So the first challenge of our cyber security is protection of centralized data, because data is stored at one particular central server only. Second point is preventing data theft. Like every data is stored at central server only. So if hacker is able to basically cheat this our central server, or he is able to take some data from our central server, so how we are going to prevent this with the help of our security techniques. Second, false data entry prevention. Like I am not the authorized user, but somehow if I am able to guess that this may be the authorized user, and if anyhow we get this login credential of some authorized person, so we can easily trap. Like some Mr. X is there, and if we hacker is able to get the login ID and password of Mr. X, so he can easily enter into the system and he can easily cheat the system. So that is the false data entry. He is not the authorized user, but somehow if he is getting the login credential of some authorized user. So in order to overcome these problems, because in general our security platform we are using the centralized approach, So in order to avoid this problem, we can use the blockchain, because blockchain is a decentralized. It is not a centralized approach. It is decentralized approach. Means every node is having the equal power. So what are the problem of central server? Like when I have discussed the host topology. So what was that star topology? Star topology क्या होगा? There is a one central server and every communication is going through that central server only. So that was the problem of our centralized approach. But in blockchain, everything is decentralized. So here every node is having the equal opportunity. Every node is having the equal power. So if anyhow one node fails, then our network will not going to be hampered. Our data is not going to be lost. So blockchain is nothing but, we can say, it is a decentralized ledger that contains data about all the transactions performed across a peer-to-peer network. Transactions are recorded by time and grouped into backed-linked blocks that are cryptographically secured and organized in chain. इसमें क्या है? It means whenever we are doing any transaction. So I would like to relate this blockchain basics with one example. Like we are running some you can say kitty party, or we are running some, and what was the term is using, like we are 10 and 12 persons, and we are contributing every month like 1,000, 5,000, and we are getting one person is getting for 1 month. So in kitty party, like if one person is maintaining the account, so he is getting the amount from all other persons. So if that particular person not remember all the things, because he is not maintaining anything, so there may be chance that he lost, that Mr. X has not given the money, or Mr. X has taken the money in last month. So that was the problem in central server, because only one person of that particular kitty party is responsible to maintain all the record, either in his or her diary or orally. So if he is maintaining all the record in her diary or in orals, so if his diary is lost, everything is lost. And if he is not maintaining the diary and he is maintaining only the orals, then also all the data is lost. But if we relate this with our blockchain, so in blockchain what we are doing, whenever any person is depositing in our kitty party or in that particular, we will maintain a digital platform. We will enter the record onto the digital platform, and that information is shared to all the members. So that is the advantage of decentralized approach, or that is the advantage of decentralized distributed digital platform. So that is the blockchains, because blockchain is working on the concept of decentralization. Whenever any change is happening, that change is informed to all the nodes over the network. So if we are informing any particular change to all the networks, and whenever we are wants to do any transactions, so we have to taking into consideration all the nodes viewpoint. So all the nodes can give their viewpoint digitally. So that is the advantage. So we can say blockchain is nothing but it is a completely decentralized distributed ledger technology that record all the records digitally, all the assets digitally. So if we are able to have the security, high level of security in our platform, and we are using the blockchain. So today's topics of the talk was role of blockchain in cyber security. So if we are able to achieve, we are able to include the blockchain in cyber security. So in cyber security, first thing is that we have to use the metamorphic cryptographic approach. It means we have to use the combination of cryptography and steganography. Then we have to use the completely decentralized approach. Completely decentralized approach means we have to give the equal power to all the nodes. So how does it work? How the blockchain is going to be work? Every user we can say is the network user, and we can say the computer nodes are there. So whenever we want to do any transaction, so that information is shared to all the nodes. So once all the nodes given the permission to perform that particular transaction, so after the authentication from all the nodes, that transaction is performed, and that record is moving as a block in, we can say, in database or in a link. So that block is moving in a link, that block is moving in a chain. So that's why it is called blockchaining. Blockchaining means every record is inserting one by one on the digital decentralized platform. So the first aspect is block is made, then block is moved in a link, or we can say block becomes a link, and then a chain is made. So in this way we are going to have the communication. So why the chain is made? The chain, or you can say the group of records, is made just so that whenever any new node is joining into our network, so that new node can easily get all the information related to our groups. And in general, we are having the two types of blockchain: private blockchain and public blockchain. Public blockchain may basically we can say whenever any new node is joining, so that new node can easily join without any problems or without any authentication from the other users, and he will get all the information that is existing in our blockchaining. So we can say that is the public ledger. Easily the new node is added, he get all the data related to our blockchaining that is existing previously. So we can say public blockchain is very easy to implement, because no but if we want to have the high level of security, then private blockchain is preferred. In private blockchain, one node is giving the permission to add the node. So whenever any new node wants to enter into our network, so that request is sent to one of the coordinator node. So that coordinator node approved. After that, that new node is added into our blockchain. So blockchain data architecture, we can say the user is coming. So with the help of our cryptographic approach, public key cryptography or private key cryptography, we are converting our plain text into the encrypted text. So, or we can say that information is converted into the encrypted information. After that, that information moves as a block to our database repository. So once that particular block, once that particular information or data is moving to the database repository, so that is becoming the chaining. So once one by one all the records are coming, it is become the blockchain. Some of the elements that related with the blockchain is encryption, distribution, immutability, tokenization, and decentralization. First element that is related with the blockchain is distribution. So blockchain basically, like all the participants of blocks in blockchain are physically connected through the network only. They are not physically at the same place, so we can say they are having the less distance among themselves. They are maybe having a high distance also. They are physically apart from each other. So it is very important to have a proper distribution. So first element of blockchain is that blockchain is a completely decentralized approach, and distribution among the participants, distribution among the node is proper. Once we are going to make any distribution, so that information is shared to all the nodes, and once all the nodes approve, then only that distribution is done. Second element of blockchain is encryption. Encryption means blockchain uses the concept of public key cryptography as well as private cryptography to record the data into the block. So if we are applying the public key and private key cryptography before the exchange of any particular information, so we can say with the help of blockchain we are able to achieve the high level of encryption. Third point is immutability. Immutability, completed transactions are cryptographically signed, time-stamped and sequentially added to the ledger. Record cannot be corrupted, otherwise changed when all the participants are agreed. So in order to make any changes, in order to make any new things to our network or to our information, it is very much required that all nodes are agreed. So immutability is nothing but it is, we can say that all the information, all the data, all our online transactions are cryptographically signed. Means digitally signed होती हैं, time stamped होती हैं. So any record cannot be changed, any record cannot be corrupted without the proper authentication, without the proper agreement, or without the proper agreeing of all the participants, all the nodes. So that is the immutability. Means it is completely secure. It is completely secure because we are applying the private key and public key cryptography to secure the information. We are having the high level of encryption, and we are applying the metamorphic cryptography. We are applying the combination of cryptography and steganography. So no record is going to be encrypted because the records are not stored in but central server. Records are available over the network to all the nodes, and any changes is only performed when all the participants, all the nodes are agreed. Third point is tokenization. Like if any particular node wants to share the new information, wants to give some advice, or wants to do the new transaction, so that information he can share, that particular node can share. If
Munesh sir, your voice is not coming.
hello.
Now okay sir.
So I was discussing about the tokenization. Tokenization समझ में आ गया? So I was discussing
Sir,
about
please,
the
your screen
Hello?
is not. Yes sir, now okay sir.
screen is okay.
Visible sir, visible.
So I was discussing about the tokenization. So I have related this concept with our token ring example. So in token ring, whenever any particular node wants to send the information or wants to share the information, he should have the valid token. So same tokenization approach is used in our, you can say this blockchain approach also. So with this tokenization approach, we can say we are able to achieve a high level of mechanism, and there is no conflict among the node. Every node is getting the chance. Every node is getting the opportunity to have a token. Every node is getting the chance to share the information. Every node is getting the chance to perform the digital transaction. So in this way, we can say with the help of tokenization approach, there is no conflict among the nodes. They are completely decentralized. And decentralization, as we have already discussed, that the drawbacks of the centralized approach was that like if we are using the central server algorithm or we are using the centralized approach, so the drawbacks was that every data is maintained at central server only. Every data is stored at central server is only. Whenever any new node wants to enter into network, so that permission is done by the central server of only. So if anyhow central server fails, or we can say central server become the bottleneck, so that is the problem of centralized approach. But in case of blockchain, it is completely decentralized. So the problem of central server fails or bottleneck is not there. So we can say by these 5 parameters: distribution, decentralization, tokenization, immutability, and encryption. Blockchain approach is providing a high level of security. And as we have discussed, the 4 aspects of network security, or you can say cyber security, is privacy, authentication, integrity, and non-repudiation. And the security aspect of blockchain is confidentiality, data integrity, availability. Confidentiality is just like a privacy. Okay, data integrity is just like our integrity, I parameters. And availability is the combination of authentication plus non-repudiation. So we can say that blockchain is able to handle all 4 basic aspects of network security. Blockchain is able to handle all 4 basic aspects of network security. And blockchain is working on the concept of decentralization approach. So we can say we are going to have this metamorphic cryptography, that is high level of security in our blockchain. So how does the monetary transactions are working in blockchains? So how the blockchains is going to be work? Like A wants to send some money to the B. So how this transaction will happen? The transaction is represented online as a block. So kya hoga? This is the example of Bitcoin. Bitcoin is, you can say, is using the concept of blockchain only. Bitcoin is just, you can say, is a digital currency, and that is using the concept of blockchain. Completely decentralized approach in digital platform. So A wants to send some money to the B. So the transaction is represented online as a block. After that, that block is broadcast to every party over the network. So kya hoga? That Bitcoin, or you can say that block, is broadcasted to every party over the network. Now those in the network, they have to approve the transaction. So once all the nodes, all the parties, all the users which are available on the network, so once they all node approve means all have made the tick sign. So once all the nodes approve, then only this transaction is completed. Then only that money is debited from A and credited to the B. So that is the advantage of, you can say, Bitcoin. That is the advantage of blockchain, or that is the advantage of completely decentralized approach. Because A cannot send money by just the approving of one party. As it is a completely digital platform, it is completely decentralized approach. So the information is broadcasted to every party, and every party has to give the agreement. Every party has to give in the approval. Then only that transaction is completed. So that is all about the basics, how the blockchain is working. So we have discussed about this. This is another example. In this particular example, we have shared the information. In previous example, we have discussed about the money, that A wants to send the money to the B. Now, if we can say that A wants to send some information to B. So A, that particular data, that particular information is shared to all the party available on our blockchain. And once all the party approve, then only that information is shared to the designated receiver. So that is the advantage of completely decentralized approach. So if anyhow our central node fails, then there is no problem, because that information is available to all other nodes also. The applications of blockchains are in every field, like in our technology services also, in professional services also, in security also. So we can achieve wherever we want to have this decentralization, we can use the blockchain. So we can say if we are able to combine our metamorphic cryptography concept with blockchain, we can say we are having the high level of security in our digital platform, because blockchain is providing the completely decentralization and metamorphic cryptography is providing the high level of security. Metamorphic cryptography is using the cryptography and steganography. So we are getting the high level of security, and blockchain is providing the decentralization. So we are not dependent on any particular central server. We are not dependent on any particular node. So we can say we are providing a high level of security. So blockchain, with the help of blockchains, data is protected because we are using the tracking and checking of every change. Whenever we want to make any change, whenever we want to do any particular transaction, that we can easily track, Another advantage is backing up data in numerous locations, because it is completely decentralization approach. So all the nodes are having the equal authority, all the nodes are having equal opportunity. So the backing of data is done at the numerous locations, means we can say all the locations. So the chances of loss of data in blockchain is very less. Second is pinpointing of errors and attacks. We can easily pinpoint, like if only one person is responsible to monitor all the online transaction or even all the offline transaction. Like if we are having a large organization in which 500-600 persons are working, and we are appointing only one person as a accountant. So if he is responsible for maintaining all the records, there is a chances of error. But if we are having 4%, 5%, then the chances of errors are reduced. Similarly, we can say in blockchain, it is completely decentralized approach. So we can say we can easily pinpoint our errors, we can easily pinpoint attacks, and we can remove the errors, we can avoid the attacks. Another point is preventing identity theft. Like if only one central server is responsible for storing of private key, public key, user ID and password, then the hackers have to only trap that particular person. And if the hackers are able to trap that particular person, so they can easily take the information. But in particular blockchain, the information is shared among all the nodes. So if it is all the nodes, so hackers cannot easily theft, or they can easily trap all the person, or they cannot take the identity of some other persons. And preventing data manipulation. Data manipulation is also not possible in blockchain, because it is basically as we are having the cryptography, we are having the steganography, or we are having the decentralization also. So preventing of data manipulation is not easily possible. Another we can say the advantage or the pros of blockchain in cybersecurity is we can easily secure our data storage, we can secure our data processing, we can safely transfer the data, and no single point of failure, because it is completely decentralized approach and data is available at all the locations. So the advantage of blockchain for cybersecurity is that we can easily secure our data, secure data storage and processing. Another advantage, safe data transfer. Data transfer in blockchain is completely safe because it is approved by all the parties. It is approved by all the nodes, as well as we have included the concept of metamorphic cryptography before transferring of data. Means data is first encrypted with the help of cryptography, then data is held with the help of steganography, then with the help of completely decentralized approach, we are transferring the data. So there is, we can say, 100% safe data transfer with the help of blockchain for cybersecurity. No single point of failure, because it is approved. Every transaction, every data sharing, every transferring of information is handled by all the persons. So we can say there is no single point of failure. The data transparency and traceability, we can easily have the traceability. which particular data, which particular transaction is approved at which particular moment of time. Like if somehow any particular node is lost their data, so data is available at all sites, so we can easily track. So that's why we can say the data transparency as well as data traceability in blockchain is very high and it is easily available. So the data transparency and traceability is very good in blockchain. User confidence is also very high because that information is only stored by that particular persons only. Like if I am the member of blockchain, you are the member of blockchain, so you are having your own login credentials. There is no central server that is having your credentials. So if there is no person who is having your information, then the chances of your privacy is high. Increased customer trust, customer का trust भी increase हो जाता है because every person is involved in all the transactions. Every person is monitoring all the transactions. Every person is approving all the transactions, as well as every person is approving all the data and information transfer. So if I am doing all the transaction and if I am the part of any particular movement, so we can say, yes, if I am involved, it means I can have the high level of trust. Scalability change. In spite of having all these advantage, secure data transfer, secure data storage, no single point of failure, data transparency, data traceability, user confidentiality, increased customer trust. In spite of all these advantages, blockchain is also having certain disadvantages also. Disadvantage ke scalability change. We cannot easily scale in blockchain. Why? Because it is a decentralized approach. In order to have the scalability, we have to have the permission of all the nodes. So that's why we can say scalability is somehow is not so easy in comparison to the centralized approach. Hence, we are not having the private keys and we cannot adapt a new platform because whenever we want to change to the new platform, we have to take the permission from all the nodes. High operation and customization cost somehow increase. So if cost is our major concern, we can say it is costly affairs. But if security is our major concern, we can say it is 100% providing the complete secure solution. So depending on our choice, depending on our requirement, we can use this approach. How does a blockchain protect data? Blockchain, in a speed of uploading data to a cloud server or storing data at a one location, blockchain is storing the data at all the nodes. It is providing the completely decentralized approach. So we can say blockchain is protecting the data because it is a decentralized. It is decentralized. It offers encryption and validation. It is having the private key and public key cryptography. It is virtually impossible to hack. If we are able to combine the metamorphic cryptography plus blockchain, we can say it is virtually impossible to hack. It offers the quality assurance as well as it is providing the complete secure transfer of data, and we can easily track whatever the transaction, whatever the data is moving from one location to another location, as well as it is providing the high kind of transparency. So use cases of blockchain for cyber security. So if we see the various use cases in automated systems, we can say if we are able to combine these approaches, we are getting a high level of security. Because with this, we are able to handle all type of attacks. We are able to handle the problems of centralized server algorithms because there is no single point of entry, there is no single point of failure, there is no single point of data storage. So we can say it is providing the high level of security. So new security tools with the help of blockchains. So we can say it is completely like if we want to include some more high level of
Sir.
security, so we can include the biometric features also. Do you want to say something?
Munesh sir, your screen is not displaying.
स्क्रीन नहीं आ रहा?
नहीं आ रही सर,
मेरे एंड पे तो सब दिखा रहा है।
दिखा रहे थे। चलो फिर कोई बात नहीं, वो नेटवर्क प्रॉब्लम्स होगी सर।
बाकी लोगों को दिख रहा है स्क्रीन? अदर पार्टिसिपेंट्स कैन कंफर्म वेदर दे आर।
सर प्रेजेंटेशन, सर प्रेजेंटेशन इज अ इशू। जो आपका जो स्लाइड्स है वो दिख रहा है सर, लेकिन जो प्रेजेंट करते हैं ना वो स्क्रीन नहीं दिख रहा है।
नहीं, स्लाइड आ रही,
जो द एलिमेंट्स वाली जो स्लाइड है, स्लाइड नंबर 14।
ये एलिमेंट वाली,
हाँ स्लाइड नंबर 14 वही दिख रही है, क्योंकि सर जो आपने प्रेजेंटेशन स्क्रीन किया है वो शेयर नहीं हो रहा है। स्लाइड जो प्रेजेंट पावर पॉइंट है वो शेयर हुआ है।
एक मिनट में दोबारा से
एंटायर स्क्रीन अगर आप करेंगे सर, एंटायर स्क्रीन तो शायद हो सकता है।
ठीक, मैंने एंटायर स्क्रीन ही कर रखा, डेस्कटॉप एंड विंडो।
अच्छा, तो आप क्लिक करेंगे सर वो जो प्रेजेंटेशन हो रहा है F5 के बाद में, जो आप
नाउ इट इज ओके।
हाँ अभी इसको आप प्रेजेंटेशन लाइक यू कैन
स्लाइड चेंज हो रहा?
हाँ स्लाइड्स अभी चेंज हो रहा है सर। हाँ नो प्रॉब्लम।
तो कुछ नेटवर्क इशू होगा, मे बी सम नेटवर्क इशू।
यस थैंक यू।
So by this approach we can say if we are able to combine all this approach, so we can get the high level of security. अगर किसी का कोई क्वेश्चन हो, if any question you can ask. कोई क्वेश्चन है? Any question?
No sir, not any question sir.
No question.
No sir.
I have elaborated the metamorphic cryptography. I have elaborated the blockchain technology. I have given that if we are able to combine both the approach, we are getting a high level of security. So if any particular person who wants to do the research in this metamorphic cryptography topic, or person wants to do the research in the combination of metamorphic cryptography plus cyber security, that is a very new field. I have started research in metamorphic cryptography in 2017 only. And if you search on the Google about metamorphic cryptography, so you are getting most of the papers of mine only. But it is a very new topic. You can easily get good publication, SCI publication in this particular topic. And if you are able to combine both the approaches, metamorphic cryptography and you can say blockchain, so no doubt you are going to have a high level of security, and as well as you are getting a good publication. So this is a very good research field. If you are really wants to have some good publication, so you can get the advantage of this. So any particular person who are interested to do the research in this particular domain, he can take the help if any help is required from my end. So I have kept that topic in basics only. So if there is no question, we can wind up the session. But I would like to answer some of the questions, if any questions from participants side. Hope everyone enjoyed the session and they have learned at least some basic points related to the metamorphic and blockchain. Vishal ji, hello. हेलो।
यस सर।
हाँ सर बताएं सर।
मैं कह रहा हूँ
सर,
नहीं मैं कह रहा हूँ if any question is there, I would like to answer some of the question because I have kept the topic to the basics only. Any question? Otherwise, we can wind up the session.
Participant, do you have any questions?
And the persons who wants to do the research in this particular domain, they can contact to me. It is really a very good field because metamorphic cryptography is providing a high level of security. And if you are going to have a good publication, so with the help of metamorphic and blockchain, you can get very good SCI and Scopus publication very easily. It is a new field. If you search on the Google about the metamorphic cryptography, you are going to get on very few publications related to this particular topic. And normally, most of the publications are related to me only. This is a new field. You can take the advantage and you can have the good publications. And if anyhow, if you get the chance to combine, or if you are able to combine both the approaches, so you can achieve a high level of security and you can get the good publication. Vishalji, no question?
Yes, sir.
So can we wind up the session?
Yes, sir. Dear participant, if you have not questions, then we are binding our session. Thank you, Munesh sir, for your valuable and knowledgeable information sharing with us. And surety participants, due to some technical or some network issue,